If a single day could shake an entire community, May 11th, 2023, an ordinary Thursday, or so it seemed. But what happened on that day? A haunting story is about to be unveiled. Meet Izabely Alexandra Mariano, an 8-year-old girl who will captivate you. The setting is the Donocida community, a mix of challenges and bravery, where the shadow of drug trafficking looms over innocent lives. Why? In this context, children like Izabely grow up with fears that should never be normal. What leads them to become accustomed to danger? How can this be real? On a day that seemed like any other, Izabely tells her family she's heading to a social project, but she never arrives. What happened? What happened on that day? Why did everything change? The clock ticks on, worry grows. Izabely's grandmother senses something amiss. The family springs into action. Rumors emerge, pointing to an unknown man, Josue dos Santos. Who is he? What does he have to do with this? The twist is shocking. The search leads to a terrifying discovery. The truth is about to be revealed. Izabely's story must not be forgotten.
A gente que é tia, que viu nascer, que cresceu, a gente sempre acompanhou, né, a vida deles, né? Então a gente sabe que isso daí não sei nem o que dizer. Eu tô com meu coração espedaçado, tô acabada. Acabou com a nossa família. Muito triste isso, tá? Queremos só justiça. Que esse canalha, que esse sem vergonha, pague pelo que ele fez com uma criança inocente.
Welcome to the Criminal Chronicles channel. If you're fascinated by inexplicable mysteries and intriguing challenges, this is the right place for you. Welcome to another video full of sinister puzzles and stories that will grip you from start to finish. If you love unraveling intriguing cases and diving into mysterious narratives, don't waste time and join us right now. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications to not miss any detail of the mysteries we're going to explore together from now on. And of course, if you can hit that like button early in the video, know that it makes all the difference so that I can keep bringing engaging content to you. Let's dive headfirst into another intriguing journey. Let's go. Today we bring to you an impactful case that occurred on a day that will be etched in memory, May 11th, 2023, a Thursday that brought forth the story of Izabely Alexandra Mariano, a charming 8-year-old girl. The backdrop of our narrative is the Donocida community, situated in the bustling industrial city of Curitiba. It's of utmost importance to underline that this locality is characterized by limited resources, inhabited by upright workers. However, we cannot turn a blind eye to the shadow that hangs over it, drug trafficking. It's needless to emphasize how perilous this region can be. Yet despite all these challenges, the residents of this area have adapted to coexist with local violence. Just like many other children in similar situations, Izabely and her peers end up, quite naturally, getting used to situations that should never be normal. These children grow up on the streets, masking their fear, although in reality, they deeply feel this terror. Unfortunately, they don't have the option for a better life, and this is a picture that repeats itself in various parts of Brazil and the world. The stark truth is that these children, including Izabely, wander the streets near their homes, often unaccompanied by adults, making them easy prey for the lurking evil. As the evening of May 11th, that fateful Thursday, set in, Izabely informed her family she was heading to participate in a soccer match at a social project in Vila Aparecida. However, the sweet girl never appeared at the location. The family was still far from imagining what was to come. When the clock struck around 8 o'clock that same night, Izabely's grandmother noticed the girl hadn't returned home, and unease quickly settled into her heart. She promptly got in touch with Izabely's mother, voicing her growing concern. The mother, in turn, made a call to the supposed soccer training site, only to find out her daughter hadn't been seen there. It was at this moment that the gears of the search began to turn. Family and neighborhood joined forces in a race against time to find Izabely. As desperation spread, rumors began to surface, until a crucial piece of information reached the family's ears. The last time Izabely was seen, she was in conversation with an unfamiliar man in the area, a 37-year-old individual named Josue dos Santos. This man had recently moved to the area, according to reports from some sources, just 6 days ago. Josue shared the house with his two children, a 14-year-old boy and a 10-year-old boy. His wife had passed away only 3 months ago. Witnesses reported that Josue had promised Izabely to buy her a snack, asking the girl to come to his residence, where he would give her the money. The local community quickly came together to meticulously analyze security camera footage from the area, hoping to catch any trace of Izabely. In the images, the girl can be seen running hastily, closely followed by a man who crosses the street. It's unclear whether Izabely was fleeing from him or if he directed some words to attract her. The family suspects that at that exact moment, the two were heading to Josue's house, where he had promised Izabely money to buy a snack before her disappearance. This image represents the last captured record of the girl. Upon learning that Izabely had her last contact with Josue, a newcomer to the area and unknown to many, the girl's grandmother promptly sought the military police to report the girl's disappearance. She highlighted that the local resident had given money to the child. Faced with the information that the new neighbor was with Izabely the last time she was seen, the local residents went to his house. Josue answered the door and, in response to questions about the girl, explained the situation. He recounted buying a snack for his son, and as Izabely was nearby, offering her 100 rise for the snack. Then she disappeared. He even mentioned trying to return the change from the money to Izabely's mother, and this was confirmed by the woman. Josue was asked to assist in the search for the girl, although he hesitated to leave his house. Eventually, under pressure, he began to cooperate with the investigations initiated by the community itself in search of Izabely. Josue accompanied the efforts of the residents, constantly reiterating that he had given money to the girl and that she disappeared afterward. At a certain point, tension escalated, and the residents, suspicious of Josue's version despite his emphatic denials of involvement, subdued and tied him to an electricity pole. He was subjected to assaults by the crowd, and the local order even decreed his elimination due to the seriousness of the case involving a child. However, by a fortunate coincidence, a military police patrol arrived on the scene in time and intervened in the situation. Josue was removed from that situation and immediately taken to a medical care center for treatment. Under police custody for his safety, the night progressed, and both the police and firefighters continued their diligence in search of Izabely. Streets, woods, residences, every location was meticulously examined. However, no trace of Izabely was found. Finally, everyone retired exhausted, seeking a brief rest. Unfortunately for the girl's family, the luxury of resting was absent. After all, how could they rest without news of their daughter? The next morning, Friday, May 12th, 2023, Josue was released from the hospital and taken to the police station. Even after all this time, he continued to firmly assert that he had no involvement in the girl's disappearance. However, he was not yet aware of something crucial. The police forces were about to drastically intensify the search. Resuming the search operations once again, this time with considerable reinforcement. Specialized police sniffer dogs were mobilized to meticulously explore the area in search of possible clues. The canines sniffed Izabely's socks, as according to experts, these intimate pieces tend to absorb more traces of human sweat. However, this task was far from simple due to the density of the urban area, full of surrounding residences and dense vegetation. Keeping this complexity in mind, efforts were resumed with redoubled dedication, and every inch of the locality was thoroughly reviewed. One of the dogs was led to the area near Josue's residence. However, to everyone's surprise, there was no relevant indication. The longing of all persisted in the possibility that Izabely might be hiding, a prospect that could justify the extreme difficulty in locating her. After meticulously covering all regions of the community, the police authorities decided to intensify the investigation, entering Josue's residence to check its interior. As they entered the house, a couch hidden under piles of clothes caught the attention of the authorities. While exploring every corner of the room, an unthinkable nightmare materialized before the eyes of Izabely's family. On the previous night, right where Joshua's son had slept, on the inner part of the house's couch, a horrifying scene was uncovered. Young Izabely was there, lifeless, completely unclothed, with a cloth covering her head. Her hands were tightly bound behind her back. A preliminary examination of the body prior to a thorough autopsy, pointed to something dreadful. The young woman had been brutally assaulted, evidenced by bloodstains near her legs. After the incident involving Izabely, the head of the investigation, Chief Inspector Patricia Nobre, acted promptly to apprehend Josu caught in the act. The individual underwent an intense interrogation throughout Friday afternoon. During this process, Josu maintained his innocence, claiming to have no knowledge of how Izabely ended up at that location. He also admitted to being a consumer of narcotics and stated that he had ingested a considerable amount of them on Thursday night, resulting in a gap in his memory. As a result of the incident involving Izabely, the police are considering the need to further deepen the investigation into the death of Josu's wife. Preliminary information indicates that she passed away due to a sudden heart attack. Furthermore, another issue that arises is that the police found toys in Josu's residence, even though he is the father of 2 boys. Interestingly, these toys were aimed at a female audience. Authorities are investigating whether he possibly used these objects to lure children to the location, raising concerns that he may have targeted other victims in the region. This situation might have even influenced Josu's decision to move with his children to this new house. Josu's children were handed over to the Child Protective Services on Friday the 12th, and they are scheduled to give statements to a specialized team from the civil police. According to information from local residents, the boys were absent from the house, participating in a social project at the time of the events. The police are investigating whether they were subjected to any form of violence. Up until the present moment, there is no clear information about the fate of the minors, nor if they have any other relatives besides their father, and thus we conclude another fascinating plunge into the shadows of the world of crime and mysteries. If you were intrigued by the twists, the puzzles, and the captivating narratives that we've explored here on the Criminal Chronicles channel, don't miss the chance to join us on this ongoing journey. Subscribe to the channel right now so you don't miss any electrifying episodes that are yet to come. Each case, each detail meticulously investigated, depends on your support to keep happening. Drop a like, because that's what motivates us to keep bringing you quality content and thorough investigations. Comments are also essential. Share your theories, opinions, and ideas. Your participation makes this community even richer and full of energy to solve the greatest criminal enigmas. Remember, producing videos as engaging as this is a challenge, but with your support, we can continue to delve into stories that stir our investigative instincts. So don't waste any time. If you're not already part of this passionate community for mysteries and intriguing crimes, click the subscribe button, activate notifications, and leave your mark in the comments and likes. Together, we will uncover the most complex secrets of the criminal underworld. Until the next video, detectives.